Welcome back to Oulton Park after the third and final Bennetts British Superbike Championship race of the weekend, and fighting away to third place in the final race for OMG Gorilla Yamaha Racing. It's Ryan Vickers. Ryan, that was a great race from you. It's been fair to say that you hadn't had the pace in the other races to match the Ducatis in front of you, but it seems you'd found something in that one to really take it to them, and you had to come from a long way back to close the gap as well.
Yeah, I just got my bike back, that's how it was in testing and the start of the weekend. I don't know the exact issue yet, but I had a small crash at the end of FP2, like a little low slide, but the bike went over a curb. Might have caused an issue. The guys changed a lot of parts then, and we think that we know the issue, but the bike was back to how it was normally. The Yamaha is normally great mid-corner, can run loads of speed, and I had absolutely none of that. And the bike was chattering front and rear, and I was just running wide. So it was a bit strange, and it was just a matter I was riding the races like just waiting for the next person to pass me, basically, and was just hanging on and trying to stay on the bike. And I'm really glad I did that. I used my head. It's probably been years in the previous that I would push and crash, but I got the maximum out of the bike in all three races, and I think that last race we could have had a bit more, but it just took me a bit longer just to actually get used to riding the bike properly again. So that was good, and then at the end of the race we was doing 33s for quite a few of the last few laps, and we cleared the gap in. So really happy. It was running well, feel great, and thanks to the team. It's not an easy situation for everyone. Everyone wants to win all the races, but we lose together as well.
And give us a few thoughts going into Donington Park, the next event in 2 weeks' time, please.
Yeah, awesome. Yam's great there. Donington's an amazing track. I don't think there's a rider on the grid that dislikes it. It's really nice, especially now the new surface. So yeah, we should be strong there. The bike's better than it was last year, and we were strong there in the closing laps. So I think we can be fighting up front again.
Thank you, Ryan.
Cheers.
And making it a treble podium finish for Oxford Products Motorpedo Ducati here at Oulton Park. Christian Iddon. Christian, another great race for you. It seems you found a bit extra in that one. You managed to have the lead for a while. Glenn managed to get past you, and then on the last lap it did look like there were a few moments where you tried to find your way back past. Talk us through it, and especially that last lap, please.
Yeah, definitely. Starting from pole is a big bonus. There was, I think, the top 10 from the previous race were within a tenth and a half or something, so it's crazy close. But I knew I could run the pace for most of the race, which not everyone's able to do. Myself and Glenn have been really good at that, and there's been other guys chip in and chip out of that, but myself and Glenn have been really good at that, and that's the best my bike's been all weekend. So we definitely improved in a few places, and I just tried to race my dash. I got the whole shot and was like, right, just sprint the first bit, and then I started to get a little bit throttle happy in place, and I kept having to try and calm myself down every time I had like a little moment. The way we've got the bike for this weekend, it's absolutely awesome, but if I make a small mistake, it's really hurting me. And funny enough, that's kind of why I lost the lead. The first chicane has been a weak point for me, and I made a very small error, and that's been one of Glenn's strongest points over me all weekend, and he saw his opportunity when I was weak and just pounced straight away. So he made his move, and then I was trying to weigh him up. But to be fair, I've spent 2 races now weighing him up, so I should have known what was what. And Druids has been a real strong point for me all weekend. And he just managed to slow the pace enough mid-corner and block the line enough that I wasn't able to get the run down to the last corner. It was close. I feel a bit disappointed because I definitely believe that the team gave me a bike that was capable of winning. But all credit to Glenn. He managed to get the job done. But yeah, thank you to my squad. It's a nice reward for them, and we can go home pretty content with our weekend's work.
Thank you, Christian. And looking ahead to Donington Park, that's another circuit as well that you've been previously strong at. How much are you looking forward to that now off the back of the confidence you've got from here?
Yeah, 100%. I'm just enjoying riding my bike at the moment, which is nice. So Donington's probably my favourite circuit on the calendar. Since they've resurfaced it, it's actually better for our bike, a bit like the resurfacing work that's gone on here actually helps the Ducati. It's a good track because it's got like 2 halves to it. You've got the fast flowing section, then you've got the real stop-start bit at the end. So it's really hard to get a good setup, and there's not really one bike that excels. So should get some more close racing that BSB is known for.
Thank you, Christian, and well done on the weekend.
Cheers.
And taking the first treble win for the Hager PBM Ducati team in their new era after winning race 3, and a very close finish to the race between Glenn and Christian Iddon as well. Glenn, you couldn't have asked for much more this weekend. 3 wins out of 3, and close races in all of them, and you really had to work for that one, especially in the last race. Talk us through it, please.
Yeah, it's it's so rewarding to be leaving Oulton Park now, and as racers, all we think about is winning. And when you're going home, having done the best you can do, we pretty much topped every single session from the test, bar one, second in qualifying, and warm up with a little bit of a dot around really. So it's been a dream. It was nice to be in a different position in that race. I do prefer leading, but got to have a look at Christian, and the championship is long to understand where we need to improve our bike and where he is strong. For sure, the Moto Rapido bike is more planted in them areas, and obviously vice versa, where I'm strong, they maybe require the same. I knew he was very good at Druids, but studying him, I could see he was using a little bit of tyre. I'm not going to say he certainly wasn't going bananas or anything, but I was very neat with mine. And then I thought, okay, time to catch him, which was not going to say more difficult than I thought, but he just kept setting an incredible pace. So we closed in a bit, then had a lap where maybe a messy lap. Closed in a bit again, and he just made a little mistake in the first chicane, and with how he was riding and how it's been for him, the two different areas of track where we're good, it actually makes it hard to pass, because one, you're trying to claw back, and you get close in your good sector, but not close enough to pass. So one mistake, and I just said, I need to go. If I want a treble, I need to go. But obviously then I was very mindful to how he was taking Druids. I knew he could roll through it good. For me, I couldn't roll through it, and I had to pick the bike up and get as much throttle in the drive grip of the part of the tyre. So I knew if I slowed up a bit mid-corner, it would take away some of his flow and momentum, which he was very impressive at. And I just done a little bit of, I watched Paul Young, because Nicky Coates is like one of my best mates, and he obviously defended with all his years of experience yesterday. And it's funny, you never stop learning in this game. And I sussed a braking marker out a couple of laps from the end. I thought, okay, here's a marker, and we need to go a little bit tighter. And yeah, it's been a dream. The team deserve it. It's I don't want to go on like a broken instrument, but they have worked really, really hard to make this happen. Everyone involved, the championship. It was difficult racing just after the incident in the BMW Cup, and obviously not just mine, Christian, everyone else's thoughts. All the grade, we will all be thinking of those who are injured and their families, because they're going to be going through a tough enough time at the minute, and I just hope everyone makes a full recovery. So it was hard saying that, because you are humans. People see us as like these motorbike riders, nearly like superheroes, but we have emotions like everybody else. And I was pleased with how I could tune in for the race. And I just said to myself, after having a little bit of a sort of moment, like, right, come on, the racing's going to continue. You got to keep your head down, and to win championships, you need to take trebles when they're there. And in the past, there's been 2 out of 3 a few times. I have had a treble, but I knew what I had to do, and I'm just so grateful to the team. They made another change. Did it improve the bike? I don't know if it was better or not. It shows you how good the bike has been. We haven't had the same bike in all 3 races, but they've all been good enough to win, so I'm very happy. Thanks, team.
Thank you, Glenn, and congratulations on the treble.